Hello, everyone. How are you? Good evening, good morning, and good afternoon. Okay, so today is April 15, 2020. It's already halfway, almost halfway of my 30 days program. So just to check in, how was the interview scheduled? Is there anything happening? So as I mentioned before, if you follow me, you should be able to do something, right? So for example, I asked you to send out your CV. Okay, and then build that relationship with people through LinkedIn, okay, because they also have a great LinkedIn profile. And of course, I help you to, to make a professional CV as well. So you should be able to sending job applications and then waiting for good feedbacks, okay? All we do together is actually the aim is to help you to open that door and to find out the opportunities, and then you can schedule some interviews and grab the chance to meet with the hiring managers and secure your offer in the first attempt. This is what we need to do. So if you do not have any interview schedules or arranged right now, so really go out, take actions, try your best, okay, and send out the CVs and waiting for some good feedbacks, and then you can practice what I told you about these interview skills and all those things, okay. Otherwise, it will be hard for you to relate what I taught about you, and then I'm sure you have interviews and it doesn't on track. It doesn't make the progress. So hopefully, I want to give have the offer like in week 3 or week 4, because we will also talk about the salary negotiation and all those things like that. More on HR process and other things. Okay, so we'll talk more about that. Okay, so anyway, this whole week we are talking about the interview. So I have touched on about the flow, some don'ts, and then how to prepare, what you need to research to complete the interviewers, and so you can have better impression. You lead the flow in the interviews. And yesterday we also talked about how to answer some common interview questions. So today we will be focused on a more advanced or high level thing is a difficult interview questions. Perhaps the question itself is only like one sentence, but it's also hard for you to answer. You need a lot of effort and a lot of energies to answer that questions. Okay, so this is what normally we say is competence-based interview questions, behavior-based interview question, situational or structural, in kind of thing. And the aim for this kind of questions is actually ensure that you have did similar work, similar projects. I mean, before, and then the company is actually looking for it right now, looking for it to match with your skills. So this is to test whether you have the skills, you have the core competence, and you have the knowledge, of the mindset, and whether you've done something before, and then you show that you got this kind of behavior, and whether it's good or not, okay, you're able to do that or not, okay. So this proves that you have those soft skills, okay, and combined skills actually, right? So I say this is kind of important, and don't be surprised that some interviews they did not have this part. Okay, there's just like they didn't ask for any type of difficult questions. So it would be either one is they're not interested in you anymore. Okay, because they don't want to talk discuss more, and this is will be dangerous sign of you. Okay, so, are you ready to learn some more, today? And comment below if yes, if you follow me. And remember, you can watch all my previous videos, and it's halfway already. So just like my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube, and that will be, live and free. Okay, so ask me any questions here, and then I will answer you anytime, right? So before we go to the topic, I just want to ask you one quick questions. Okay, just I don't know whether you heard about someone or maybe internet successful stories. For example, I have a dream company that I want to work for. It's like Google, Facebook, or something, and I applied for 131 times. Okay, and I try to interview and all those things, right? But I can't. And after that, okay, I finally got hired in a 132 attempt, right? It's not possible. So what do you mean by right now we're teaching you about the leaving good impressions and impress everyone and make sure everything is smooth is wants to secure that job offer in the very first attempt. This is what we want to do. You just have one chance, okay? So this is what we talk today is about the behavioral interview questions. It is important, okay? It is something really testing your all your skills combined together. Okay, so first of all, I was also wants to tell you some simple, a sample list of difficult questions so that you have the mind what they look like. Okay, so number one would be tell me about a time you had lead or worked in a team. Okay, obviously they're asking for something related to teamwork. Number two, describe a situations where you solve the problem. Okay, and this will be something related to your problem solving skills. And number three, can you give an example of a time where you made a difficult decisions? Okay, this will be asking something related to your decision making process. And number four, describe the situations where you showed leadership. Okay, so it's asking something about leadership skills. And number five, tell me about a time you took responsibilities for a project. So is asking for something related to your work, your responsibilities, are you able to handle all the job, right? And number six will be tell me about a time when you had to give someone difficult feedback. So this is something related to managing and working with people. So you see, this is all kinds of soft skills, and the question is short, but you need a lot of efforts to answer that. So the general rule of thumb of how to solve this kind of problems is to, first of all, you need to, the interviewer wants to know, right? You know more, wants to know more about the details and how you actually did it. So that means you need to provide examples to support that, okay? And to prove that, to validate them that you already did that job, okay? You're able to do it and do a kind of similar things which can help the company. This is what I mentioned about, right? So, um, so this is something that there might be, the people, the task, or anything, situations or cases that you handled before. Okay, come on, yes, if you can still follow me, I talk too fast or anything. Anyway, so okay, so how are we going to actually tackle it? So of course, you have to identify what kind of skills or competencies they're asking for right now, and we'll also talk more about competency in a minute. But I think most of them heard about how to handle it. It's called STAR approach, right? So STAR means STAR, right? Is how to say is something that will tell how to structure the answers. Okay, this is what I told you about. When you review your whole business life or your work life, then you list out all the projects, okay, all your work achievements and everything you've done. Then you find out those stories to tell. Okay, this is why I've told you about to review yourself, and this is the reason why you can also adapt to this STAR approach. Okay, so now let's say STAR. Okay, so S will be the situation. Okay, describe the background or the context. For example, I'll say, hey, look, the economy is not good because of the coronavirus. So the company's sales drop a lot. The business is not good. That is the situation. That is something that we are facing. Okay, the big problems. And then T, the task would be, hey, describe, just the task or challenge you were faced with. So your boss is asking you, can you go out, okay, find more customers, have more sales, just bring some more revenues, okay, for the company. So this is what you need to do, okay, they assigned it to you for you to do that. And also A would be, actions. So at that time, when you hear that the situation and your boss asked you to do that, so what action you took, why, and how you did it. Okay, then perhaps the example is okay. Then I just go out to LinkedIn and find more prospects. Okay, I send a message and try to target them, connect with them, and then finally I build a bigger potential customer base database, and then they buy my products and services and solutions, and then I increase the sales. Right, this is the story, right? So this is how you handle that, and that means the R finally is we're talking about the result. Of course, you always wants to mention the good result, right? And this result is how you actually complete accomplish or end the whole story, and what you learned from the situations. And by that, you have some skills, some behaviors applied to that, and this is what they're looking for. Okay, so this is kind of, I would say, the ability as doing these whole projects, the summary to the job that you are applying to, and the interviewers is looking for you right now, what they want. Okay, So you should acknowledge the interviewer and say, hey, look, after answer all these questions, does that make sense? Can I answer your questions, or do you need more examples, or you need more, right, to supplement with my answer? So this is also your confirm and check whether he or she understand or not. Okay, so very simple, but very powerful steps star SAR. So just very quickly recap. I think everyone knows, right? So think about the situations. What is the task at that time, and what did you do? Okay, how you do it, and all those things. Then finally, what is the result? Of course, you want to tell people good result. So what you have achieved it, and this is something you initiated, you developed it, you solved. Okay, so this is the proof that you are able to work and demonstrate that you have the skills and competences. So yeah, come on, yes, if you are able to follow me. Okay, any questions? Okay, feel free to ask me and give me support as always. And um, more interaction and better. Okay, so perhaps you can also just leave down, hey, any difficult question you have faced before and then you don't know how to answer, right? So if you really don't know how to answer it, I will also have some tips for you. But okay, but later on I'll tell you. Okay, so now I want to tell you some other, core skills. It's about, okay, what kind of competences or core skills they are actually referring to, and what are they? Okay, so that you know how to prepare and what to prepare, right? So something like, okay, maybe cognitive competence that's maybe related to your thinking, or interpersonal competences. Okay, that is related to people, right? And managerial kind of competences that we mentioned about is leadership and all those things, and self-managing, which is competences related to managing your own behavior or others' behaviors or emotions, and or achieving, right? So competences related to achieving or implementing actually the task or goals, how you actually, do it, and okay, the way that you do it. Okay, so at least I think you have some concept, and okay, in general terms, could be anything. It's different from different companies, because you know what, they have different kind of vision and values and cultures, right? So every time, okay, when they want to test your competence, this is actually they will also think about maybe in their performance appraisal, in their team culture, what they actually want for this role. Okay, so it's different. Okay, different situation, different factors, and everything is different. Okay, but is linked up to your own set of core competences that you have developed throughout your work life. Okay, and this basically is all trainable, learnable. Okay, so that's why if your company is saying, hey, you're not okay for this, and then maybe he or she will plans next year, what is the training and development plan for you, right? So you think that these core competences basically is okay to learn, okay, and this is okay for you to grow or something. Okay, there was also some other competences, just to tell you more. Okay, maybe anything like innovation, adaptability, communications, problem solving skills, analytical skills, teamwork, collaborations, or project management skills, all those things, right? So what you need to do, okay, is prepare. Okay, as I said, prepare your core competences, try to match with those competences. And when interview is really actually doing it, is to tell people the stories, back up with some examples. Okay, and this is how you can actually perform well and excel and impress the interviewer. Okay, good so far. Okay, so tomorrow we will try to do that move once again. Okay, do you like that? Okay, I try one questions and then try to relate to my own thing, so you can know what works actually is that. And then maybe I can also tell you more about, if you don't know how to answer, then what can you handle it? How can you do that? And as I said, this is the hardest part in interview, and this is maybe share like 50 minutes or more, right? So it may be 2 or 3 more questions like this. So better to prepare. As I said, it's all like examination papers and all those things. So prepare that and try to use it at the time when you need it. Okay. So by the way, if you haven't downloaded my interview tips and guide or list of interview questions, all those things, so just please go there. Okay. And every time, once again, okay, I'll read it, the link, and then the link in the comments below. So check out the previous video, and then you can also find all those links, right? So www.next-role.com/interview tips. This is one word, right? Or /questions, okay, for interview tips or questions, okay? And this Saturday, okay, don't forget that we will also have a group coaching call via Zoom for 40 minutes because I'm using a basic one and limit to 100 participants. So I want you to participate and join in. And when you register today, this week focus will be talking about interview. So tell me some questions about, hey, how can you handle the questions, or what questions you can't handle, right? So we can discuss and everyone could benefit from that. So you can also ask me any questions, anything, and unmute yourself and speak directly. And this is the beauty, and we have more interactive, okay, nature. So I will also have short presentations, okay, and tell you more about how to excel, perform well in the interview in 3, successful ways. Okay, that's very good takeaways. So here's the link, okay, it's a new link, okay. Please go to www.next-role.com/free Zoom 3, okay, free FREE Zoom, is that OM 3, okay, because it's week 3, okay. So any more questions, just send me an email and send me a direct message or follow me on LinkedIn and comment below your biggest takeaway if you can. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye-bye.